On this episode of Chicago Beer Pass, Nick and I are drinking some Burnt City Imperial Stouts as we give a rundown of our thoughts, opinions, talk about Beguile, Dovetail, hitting up the Rev latest release for On and On, and Apple Brandy Barrel Rye. All that and more on this episode. Here we are, hitting up events, drinking our way through Chicago beer, and trying not to miss a thing.
Yeah, because, the cork popped out, boom, it flies like fucking 10 feet. We're like, yeah, let's do it.
All you have to do is add some fruit, stir it up, and ride that milkshake wave.
Whenever I see him, I gotta take a photo with the most decorated brewer in Chicago, Jonathan Cutler.
It'll be like the stuff you hear. You ever go to, every time you go to Floyd's, all the music sounds like this. Raw, raw, raw.
Sometimes you want a small beer, but really, you want a big beer.
You gotta take in all those big aromatic hops.
Hey, what are you doing this weekend? Waiting in line for a bottle release?
You should have never been a fad. The black IPA is delicious.
Hey, and welcome to Chicago Beer Pass. I'm Brad Chmielewski.
Brad, what's up, man? I'm Nik White.
And we got a lineup here. If you're watching the video, we just have Stouts and High Life as far as the eye can see.
It's like that Noriega podcast, the Drink Champs, where every week they have a guest, and it's like, it's Pharrell one week and, Rick Ross one week. Oh, but the whole table's full of fucking bottles.
Damn, okay.
Yeah.
That's what we've turned into. By the end of the night, that's usually what it is.
Oh, man.
But yeah, we have the Burnt City Black Pit of Hatred, the series 4-pack here.
I feel like this is new, at least a mixed 4-pack. This was probably something that was on at the pub at one point. His name sounds familiar.
Yeah. I thought they had a different stout series, but I might be thinking of Around the Bend's stout.
Oh, because they had a really cool barley wine.
Yeah, maybe it was a barley
really
wine.
big.
Yeah.
I'm blanking on the name.
Yeah.
But it was good. Mm-hmm. It was, talk about being overwhelmed.
Was that one?
Oh, that beer will rock your socks.
But in their lineup here,
rock
they have
your socks. That sounds like somebody's grandma. Get your socks rocked.
They got their normal barrel-aged one. They're all bourbon barrels. Then they got vanilla, they got a coconut, and they got a coffee. So I really haven't. You've been sipping on these. I haven't dove in yet.
I've been going back and forth between the OG and the coconut. OG is very rich.
Yeah. I feel like we're just doing a normal beer tasting episode here.
Yeah. Now I'm confused. What are we doing right now? Are we doing beer pass or are we doing?
I think we're doing full episode, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But it feels like I gotta drink these and think about them and dissect them. Oh,
or we could just do a little hybrid and just talk about what we've done over the beers. Yeah. I do like the sampler. We haven't done this since fucking probably Black Friday.
I know, yeah. I just feel like I gotta taste them all so I know which one to go. Have you tried them all yet?
No, I've just going back and forth between OG and coconut. I'm leaning towards OG out of those two so far.
See, I like the mixed 4-pack variety packs. Like, Spiteful has this, Burnt City has this. A lot of people are doing this because if I went to the pub, I'd want to try a little sample of each one, just like this.
Yeah. So we got OG, coconut, vanilla, and what's this last one?
Coffee.
Oh.
And coffee might be where I'm leaning right now.
Okay.
So that one's the vanilla bean that you're going into.
Burnt City, back when they were 2 doors down from Delilah's, mighty barrel program. They had a brew house, probably no bigger than the studio we're in, and you walked in and they just had 2 barrels stacked on top of each other.
Oh, that's their mighty one? Oh.
Right right on the side of the bar. Yeah. But then, they won FOBAB 2 years in a row.
That's crazy.
Yeah. With just from that location.
Just with those barrels that everyone could touch. And
right. On the way, on the way down the corridor to where the bathrooms
rub it
are.
for good luck, like a Buddha head or something.
Like that log at the Apollo. Yeah, this was before they moved into the Jay's factory out south. And then before, obviously, their third act at Brew Yards.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fun lineup. I haven't had them since the Oktoberfest was probably the last beer I had from them.
Oktoberfest. Oh, very good.
That was great.
I think that's one of the best local Oktoberfest. Is that one?
Whoa, you're gonna
That one?
Metro. Hear that?
Yeah, Metro, Burnt City, the boys down in St. Louis.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's the short list.
And then if you want a hopped up one, you go with Floyd's. Well, it's a little different take.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of theirs. It's probably got something to do with
October Festenstein or something.
bleeding
October
or
Steins.
dragons or some shit.
But this is man. There's so many like big stouts in Chicago and big stouts with I want to say adjuncts, and they're just always really good, and they start to get like lost in like everything now because there's so many of them.
This coconut, that coffee one comes right at you.
Yeah.
With lovely coconut coffee. Dark roasted coffee.
It doesn't say what coffee
But
it is, but
I like that one.
That might be my favorite.
I mean, it's definitely the most interesting. It's giving you espresso vibes. The vanilla one kind of tastes a little bit like birthday cake a little bit.
So initial thoughts, where do you think these fall in our stout lineup of Chicago? We got Gooses, we got the Rev series, we got the stuff Half Acre does with Benthic.
Wow.
What other big
Wow.
lineup am I thinking here? Throw Maple.
Well,
you got
The Maple Room does do stuff.
Yeah, and they got Moore's like henna stuff. You have Phase 3 with the curvature things.
And you haven't even made your way to Haymarket. You haven't made your way there yet.
Yeah, but they don't
Or
have
Cruz
like,
Blanca.
Oh, Cruz Blanca. Yeah, Haymarket has like they don't have like the variants though.
That's true.
Right? So
That's true. So we're talking more series.
yeah, like a series of
These are more, I hate the word approachable, but since we're skewing sweet on stouts lately anyway, last few years, like honestly, I'm kind of out on the Maplewood Cuppa series because it's too goddamn sweet.
too sweet. Okay.
So, so this has my attention just off of that, where they're delicious and they're not over the line.
They have that like chocolatey vibe, but they're not like you don't feel bad drinking them like you ate a like you just melted a candy bar and drank it. This is like it has all those flavors you want, but it feels lighter and roastier, I guess.
Yeah. I might be with you, man, on this coffee one.
All right.
This kind of it smells like that first coffee stout from Fulton, the Black Cat.
Yeah, it smells
it's
like
got that
fresh,
smell.
Fresh cold brewed coffee. It's probably I don't know if it's just cold brew coffee they put in here, but it has that cold brew smell.
Yeah, they're done. They're not here for your labeling, Brad.
No, I need more info. Like, what did you use? What kind of vanilla beans did you use? Were they?
Or were they Tahitian? Were they Madagascar?
Yeah. How about these coconuts?
We could tell the difference. Where'd you source these coconuts?
And we don't even know what barrels they were in.
Yeah, and honestly, that's all part of the fun to understand that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like with the Claire's Thirsty Ale, I think it was a blend this year. They're the ones that they first started using Belmead barrels. The Haymarket guys. That was the first time I heard of Belmead. Oh, but they're really big into Woodford Reserve. And this year they switched it up. It was a blend of Woodford Reserve, CH Distillery, and the Blantons. Mm-hmm. So it was just fun knowing those things, Yeah. Yeah, you're right. They're like, here's your black pit of hatred. And matters not how we made it. And matters the fuck not what barrels it was in.
Yeah, I don't know. They're nice. They're not stand in line and have to get, but they are very good offerings.
Yeah. I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad having all 4 of these in the fridge.
No.
I wouldn't be mad at all.
I'm like, so yeah, we're gonna sip on these.
I think the dog fight for this bracket would be these versus the sketchbook ones we had.
Oh yeah, I think that would be a good comparison. Yeah.
Yeah, like which one of those would duke it out? Because I think I really like the OG in that one.
Right.
And in this one, it's weird. The OG isn't my favorite. It's the coffee one. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's maybe the fun part. One brewery does coffee better. Sketchbook does mushroom cap a bit better than anyone else.
Number one in the power ranking with those mushroom cap beers. The good folks over in Evanston.
But yeah, I think that's a good. They're close to Sketchbook. They're not maybe as interesting as Cruz Blanca or Rev or Goose, but they're not as sweet and don't make you sick like the more stuff.
Or the Maplewood stuff. And people like Maplewood. And the Maplewoods are good.
Yeah.
It's too fucking sweet.
Yeah. Or even that fun size series gets kind of sweet.
Pollyanna. Yeah.
Man, see, there's so many
Or we didn't really talk about. When was the last time we had Might Meets Right from Temperance?
Oh yeah.
That's a series.
Yeah, someone commented on our Instagram or it was a YouTube video said when we were talking ESPs because we were talking Midwest Coast.
Yeah.
And they're like,
They have an ESP.
yeah, they got an ESP, the Smittytown.
Oh shit! I
And
guess
I
you're
was
right.
like, I've gone up to.
I forgot about.
I've gone up to Sketchbook, I think, twice during the last year, and I didn't go to Temperance.
Or you didn't go to Smiley. That means you didn't go to Smiley Brothers either.
Yeah, well, that's.
What's wrong with you?
I probably not.
Get you some of that purple line, that purple beer.
So I'm kind of I thought about going up there, now that I've realized I've been sleeping on them a little bit.
Make a three-way out of it. We were telling one of them to make a three-way out of it. I mean, not a three-way, but just make a Evanston city pack.
Yeah.
So when you come to Evanston,
here's your beer. Welcome to Evanston.
Welcome to Evanston. Here's your beer. And they're like, nah, we're not. It wouldn't be worth it to just partner with everyone like that.
But I think these are better than the Might Meets Right series.
I'd agree with that.
I don't. That one's fun, but yeah, not my favorite.
Yeah. So solid offering from the Burnt City boys.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna sip on these and probably come to a different conclusion by the end of it. That one's our favorite. But yeah, I was saying I was gonna go up to Temperance, and I was thinking about doing it last weekend, and then I just decided I didn't want to take that drive up there.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go over to Beguile. I'll go to Dovetail, and I'll hit up Urban Brew Labs.
Oh, you did the Ravenswood. There's a fancy name for all those breweries.
The corridor.
Yeah, maybe.
Right? Isn't that the brewing district? No.
That's
the
where.
other one.
Yeah, that's where.
Is it in,
That's where Goose and these boys are.
yeah, the beer corridor or something. I don't know. But I was like looking up beer to order online. Did the Beguile thing, and then I'm on the Dovetail site, and it wouldn't let me order this beer. I was like, I was gonna get us some Kolsch. I was gonna get the glasses. I was all set to go. I checked it 3 times on the every hour. I was like, what is going on here? I gotta go over there and get this beer. Turns out I finally get on their Twitter. Someone tested positive for COVID over there, and they weren't doing sales.
That's it.
Put that on your website. I gotta go to the website and then check social media. I was like, ready to call them. Be like, I can't order on your site.
Oh, so it happened in real time, and the socials got posted first.
Yeah, so there was nothing on the website. They need some sort of banner, or I could go through the whole checkout thing, and it just wouldn't let me.
Yeah.
It was like, nope, not available today. I was like, well, you gotta give me this reason. So that was super disappointed because I was all set for the glasses.
You got me excited just thinking about it.
I know I'm gonna have to do it next weekend now. So
Man.
But then I went over to Urban Brew Labs, formerly
Renewal.
Urban
Renewal.
and I picked up their hazy one. I posted a picture of it. It was a nice offering.
Okay.
So yeah, that was tasty. And
Yeah.
Then Beguile, they hooked it up with their mixed 4-pack.
Oh man, cheers to Beguile. Is this pajamas?
Pajamas, yeah.
Nice. Now, was pajamas always a mixed 4? We didn't talk about pajamas in this mix.
I know.
It's too much to keep up with.
That one, pajamas, there's so many offerings. That one's almost the amount of offerings they did for their events like overshadowed being good or bad. Like it was just like, oh, I want to try them, and they were all good, but they were just like exciting. Like,
And then when we went for the barley wine one once, right? Didn't we?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember there being multiple pajamas like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that 4-pack's nice. We'll probably dive into some of that either on another episode or a video for YouTube or something. But
Okay.
they hooked that up. I got some Birds in Paradise. I got this coffee porter from them. I haven't dove into. It was
Coffee
It
porter.
was a 4-pack of coffee porter and porter. So you basically got 2 beers, 2 and 2. So excited to try and dive into that.
That pajamas is an oatmeal stout, and it kind of flies under the radar.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really nice one.
Yeah.
To have pajamas, and I saw that they're doing their collab again with Dry Hop. Johnny Quest thinks we're sellouts. It's a black IPA. They first made
I
it
was
when
like,
yeah.
think these us? We're sellouts. Damn. Like who we sell out to?
I mean, you know,
Fuck this guy.
you know, for the right price. You know, we'll slip your ad in here at least 3 times.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then I picked up a can of their gin beer. Is it?
Beguile?
Yeah. Is it juiced up, goosed up? It was like a $10 can.
Spruce, probably spruce.
I thought it was goosed.
I have no idea.
Gassed up maybe. But we'll save that for something else. There's a big gin.
The old Beguile. You know, we went on a tour of the corridor, whatever they're calling it, and they called it. It was run by a PR company, so they were naming all the stops, and they were like, and then after this we'll go to Beguile. It's home of the stouty beers, and she said it just like that. And I'm looking around like, who the fuck calls it Beguile? But then Kevin Carey was host of Virtual Phobab. He was one of the hosts,
Yeah.
and he called it Beguile. So I'm like, man, for like a year I was making fun of this lady. But it's actually pronounced
Beguile. I say beguile. Beguile.
I too say Beguile. It's Beguile.
Yeah.
Home of the stouty beers, she said.
Home of the Stout. I think of them as like I got Birds of Paradise, which is American Pale Ale.
Yeah.
And I think of them as they have these stouty beers, but I go after like easy drinking. I don't know, backyard beers.
Same.
That's what I want from them, and that's what I think.
Yeah.
And that was like my main reason. I was like, I want some pale ales, like hopped up pale ales, and Beguile does them better than anyone else.
That's a fact. They make good beer.
So if I go back to Dovetail next weekend to get those damn glasses and some Kolsch, I'll probably get some more Beguile. But that was my stop. Do you pick up anything? You got your hands on the Rev stuff here.
Yeah. So I think Friday, the last 2 entries in Rev series, man, the Deepwood series, and you know, for this season, Brad.
Okay.
You know, and first of all, God bless the Revolution. You know, it's already been a long winter, and they come out with these beers so much that I'm just like, you know, they leave you kind of spinning, and every time you look up, there's another drop, and they're always proper quality. So, this is apple brandy, barrel-aged rye wine, rye way.
Okay.
And then the other one is something they were keeping under wraps. It's called On and On. So this is On and On Part 1 with a collab with Half Acre, and then Part 2 is going to be brewed at Half Acre or released. I'm sure it's already ready to go.
Oh, so you'll have to get it at Half Acre then?
Right.
okay.
And then, so,
Well, I feel like we should save it and drink Part 1 and 2 together.
I mean, I'm not against that.
Okay.
Yeah. So this apple brandy variant on Rye Way to Heaven, and then an Imperial rye porter aged in bourbon barrels, I think, is this On and On.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. That's 14%.
Okay. But both of these were limited quantities, and it seemed like this was something that happened with their first release of this year.
I feel like Thundertaker was a collab with Benny's. So they didn't sell a lot of it at the pub, and a lot of it, or at the tap room. A lot of it went to Benny's.
Would they have been screwed in like normal times, like showing up with way less beer? Like if it was a party, like Rev was, it was amping up. Like those places were packed every time, if people were to show up, like, I can only get one? What is this?
Yeah, but they would have probably turned up the volume with the release only stuff, with the tap room only stuff.
But if you're just there, if you're not there to party, you're just there to get your stuff and go.
Then yeah, because your partnership with Benny's would have cut into that crowd that shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Like, it's almost like these are super fun releases, and I'm excited to try them. But I just wonder what would happen if people would have showed up and then that shit sold out real fast.
Yeah, I don't think the yield was high on the apple brandy stuff. I feel like apple brandy is something they've done before. That's the thing. Rev's the kind of crew you really need a cheat sheet of all the Deep Woods releases.
Yeah.
It all becomes a blur, especially when you throw in the ones that came out during the parties, like we just said.
Yeah, you need a giant, like, Applebee's style menu.
It gets
just keep page flipping.
Yeah. Yeah. But man, it kept us company during most of this pandemic, so I'm sad to see it go. They went out with a bang with these, though, man. These are pretty good.
So then, On and On Part 2 should come out at some point, but then they have these summer releases, so they basically go quiet for a little bit.
Yeah.
They got this Freedom of Speech, Freedom series.
Yeah. Which I want to say we tried a bunch of on the taps. We did like a suicide of them, right, when we were there.
Oh, that sounds right. That sounds
Yeah.
like we did.
Yeah.
And then, like, as we roll in the spring, summer, I saw a little Crazy got a little can design update, so that's coming out.
Okay.
That's the IPA.
That's their Belgo.
Yeah.
A little crazy. Belgian Pale.
It just said IPA on the can now.
Oh. Because I know ain't nobody buying Belgian Pale. So it's probably the same recipe. It's just an IPA now.
Right, so it might be, or they might have tweaked it a little bit.
Or that.
And then, then we go into Rosa season.
Rosa. But yeah, you're right. They do Rosa. They do the speeches, and then they do. There's usually a couple drops, Deepwood summer drops.
Yeah, because we had the mixed berry, we had
The strawberry was a summer drop, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, strawberry too.
Honey was a summer drop. Not my favorite summer drop. I was, they did do. There's a bar or a store up in Milwaukee, Rock and Ray's Wine and Spirits or whatever. Oh, and Marty and Brewmaster Jim Seaback, they were on there. But I don't. They got into Rye a little bit. It's pretty lengthy talk, so I didn't really dig in like I like to. Oh, but I wanted them to talk about Honey Jacket.
Oh.
So I missed the Honey Jacket talk, but I need to know, like, why? What's the reason, but what's the precedent? Like, tell me the backdrop. How'd you arrive at honey for a product line? I want to know.
All right. We'll have to get all that secrets at some point. I hope they're kind of holding on to maybe like a pack of something if everything goes well into the summer. Who knows what's going to happen? But then they're like, boom, here's, I don't know, what could blow people's socks off, and you show up and it's on tap and like, yeah, something crazy. Like here's 10 anniversary times 2 or something like that. Like,
yeah, it would be like Goose Island does. They never really ever run out of beer.
right.
Yeah.
So they have something hidden away, ready to go if come June, July, we're kind of in a like safe space, safe zone kind of thing.
Yeah, the what do you call it?
Vaccine.
The vaccine's spreading, and everyone's still kicking after they take their vaccine. Something like that. That's the scenario.
Some big drop party. Let's go big.
Be nice.
Oh. You hit up anything else?
No, but shout out to the Barley's Angels. They swung by and dropped off Chicago's newest brewery, man. It's Chicago's newest beer release.
They're not
a Chicago brewery. In fact, I think they're based out of it's brewed in Canada, but they're a UK company.
Okay.
And then they're contract brewing.
UK company brewed in Canada.
Yeah.
This is I don't know.
Yeah, we're talking about Big Drop Brewing. So it's a non-alcoholic craft brewery.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first release, which is the Paradiso IPA, was a product of Canada, but then Chicago's one of their first markets, so they have a couple of Chicago releases. So yeah, one is this Galactic Milk Stout.
Huh.
It didn't say that on the can. The can said something different.
Yeah, I thought they said Galactic IPA.
Extra dark, I think it said.
Yeah, extra dark.
It definitely did not say milk stout. So a milk stout, pale ale, and an IPA.
Non-alcoholic.
0.4% alcohol on all of them.
So like close to kombucha level.
Is that what's going on?
Kombucha might be lower than that. Where's kombucha Bob?
Yeah, no, Bobby the Boot. Well, Bobby the
Booch, yeah.
Booch's kombucha is like fucking 6%. You know, it's like
Oh yeah,
So-
his kombucha, but normal kombucha.
normal kombucha's not.
No,
Okay.
it's pretty low. It's like root beer low, maybe a little higher than root beer.
Okay. Now on the can, they reference all these awards they've won at the 2020 World Beer Awards.
What? Like how many people are doing non-alcoholic beer? That's like entering. Here's my non-alcoholic wine. There's what, like 5 people doing this, or I don't know, like.
Well, the IPA took a bronze at the World Beer Awards in
So
2019.
there are other people doing non-alcoholic beer, and theirs only came in 3rd place.
Was it?
Come on,
Well, there's
out of 3.
well, they got to compete with O'Doul's, which has been around since.
That's the IPA.
That's not an IPA, yeah. I saw that Brooklyn Brewery has a non-alcoholic IPA now.
Yeah.
So I guess it's a thing going around.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I think it falls in that same lineup as like, hey, we have a cider, we have a kombucha or a seltzer,
Okay.
and then we have some sort of non-alcoholic thing. It could be a root beer. It could be this. It could be can you give non-alcoholic beer to kids?
It's like the.
Like, what's the
I mean, you know,
what's
it's yeah. What am I trying to say? What moment in your life calls for non-alcoholic beer?
when you had too many beers and you're like, I'm never drinking again. But then you open your fridge and you're like, you have expired milk.
Or non-alcoholic beer.
But for some reason you bought non-alcoholic beer.
So I did try. I think I tried all 3 of these. You know, the Galactic Extra Dark, it does not offend.
Okay.
You drink it and you're like, you know, it's like a Sunday morning. Crack this thing open, split the can. Ah, well, shit, I'm waiting for it to suck. And then, you know, I'm waiting on the aftertaste. I'm still waiting for it to suck. It never sucks.
Yeah. Well, I had those hop teas.
Okay.
They're all right.
Lagunitas has the sparkling hot water. So there is a market for this stuff. Just like you said, just different variations on this band of low alcohol things.
Yeah, people that don't want to drink or feel like they need to have something when everyone else is drinking. I feel like seltzer, even non-alcoholic seltzer, just regular seltzer,
Yeah.
just kind of replace that. Like if you see someone with a bubbly or a LaCroix,
Going back for the coffee, by the way.
yeah, there's a lot of questions. It could also be the age group I'm in. Like, not if someone's like, I don't know, just give me a LaCroix. It's like, oh, what? You're not drinking? There's not any like, I'm not gonna pressure anyone to drink if you don't want to. Like, so.
Yeah.
But I would ask more questions if someone's like, can I have that non-alcoholic beer? Like,
On their IG feed, the
That's just
big
me.
drop boys, they have these are just the flagships. They got some like limited release stuff that comes in bombers.
I don't. That's a fun market.
I like the cans. The cans are cool. There's a gigantic, big, monochrome colored fucking.
If you're like
Drop.
if you're like hardcore alcoholic, do you drink these at work, like in replace?
You could definitely drink these all day
Do you like?
as tuning up for the 4 o'clock.
I'm ready to party, but I'm at my job, and the boss here, he doesn't like it, so I got these non-alcoholic beers. I don't know, that person's got a problem then, right?
There's an hazelnut. They're like, I don't know about Richie over here.
Yeah, he's crushing like non-alcoholic IPAs. He's over there shotgunning this non-alcoholic IPA. Like, dude, I know you're not getting drunk, but
your slip is showing, Richie. Just pounding out non-alcoholic IPAs at work all day. I don't know. There's a coconut one, elderflower, a pastry sour one, juniper rye. But yeah, I think like what you were saying, you're either an alcoholic trying to, this is your Nicorette patch, or, it's just another variant on the low ABV alcohol train.
yeah, I guess. But they're not even low calorie, right?
Well, yeah, that's true. Oh, this is 78 calories, man. That sounds low.
Yeah, that's pretty low. Okay.
Yeah.
Compared to what, like Solo is it 90?
Solo. I forgot about Solo. Solo's crisp.
Solo is 90 for some reason. Or 100. It's either 100 or 90.
Solo's nice and
So
crisp.
78? That's not bad. But Celsius 0. Yeah.
But, Galactic was good. Galactic was good. I drank it, and I'm like, you know what? That was good.
Okay.
I was waiting for the shoe to drop, and I'm like, you know what? I like this beer.
Who do you think in Chicago would be the first crew to rock who's going to come up with non-alcoholic? Is it Mars?
Or Solemn Oath. Whoever dipped their toes in the seltzer water, right? Did Bagad do a seltzer, or did they do? I want to say they did. Well, we know Mars and Solemn Oath did.
Weiner might?
Or Weiner, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Could be Goose. Goose might do it. I don't know. That doesn't seem on brand for them.
Oh, but that's coming out soon. So that was the whole point of the samples, was that two of them are brewed in Chicago at Chicago Brewing District at Grace Central.
Oh, okay.
And
That's why they're Chicago releases.
That's why it's a Chicago release. Yeah. So the Paradiso is the IPA one. That's the Canadian product. But the Pine Trail and the Galactic are Chicago products.
Cool. All right.
So that was cool. So that happened this week.
Nice. Anything else?
No. Little Rev, little NA beer, yeah.
All right. I did see there was an article. I think the Lake Effect Firehouse is happening, right?
It's a go. After years and years of
Clint's Brewery may graduate from an alley.
it does. It's next door to the costume shop
Okay.
in Rogers Park. Yeah, and they had you walk down the end of this alley down the train. It's a train. It sits at the train station behind a costume shop. And that's been a spot for like the last 6 years.
All right.
They're going to turn Jefferson Park Firehouse into a brewery and apartments.
Nice.
Brewery and apartments. So it's an old firehouse that they're converting.
Okay.
Yeah. So good for them. A lot of these crews are, kind of bootstrap, kind of, hey, we got our tanks from another brewery, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And Clint was definitely that way. When you walked in there, you got the feeling that this was a guy that was like, it was holding it all together, but barely, right? Yeah.
Don't look behind the curtain.
So that's cool. I like Clint. Clint was on the show.
Yeah.
A while ago.
Nice. Well, that's good for them because I know the neighborhood was like trying to fight him on it or something. So.
Yeah, and then the city was trying to give it away to someone else after these guys already made the proposal, the initial proposal.
Nice.
So, looks like it's gonna cost $200,000, and it's part of a $2 million reconstruction. So they're gonna change the zoning and put a brewery there.
Cool.
So good for them.
Nice. Awesome. Any other news or anything else? I think that was the only thing I saw this week. Like popped up, beer related at least.
No. Cheers to Foreign Exchange. I had their barley wine this week.
Okay.
That was fine.
Oh. Nice. All right. Cool. All right. Then I think we're gonna get out of here. We've been sipping on these black hit of hatred. Did you change your mind on anything, or I feel like coffee is still my favorite.
I think coffee's head and shoulders ahead of, on top of the rest of the gang here.
Yeah. But I think if you are a fan of Chicago Beer Pass, we often lean into the coffee beers, and Nick likes the coconut beers. So that's usually where we're at.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
So I don't know. That's nice. Yeah. If I had to pick one, if you could only buy one can, go coffee. But pick up the 4-pack. I think it's fun to try them all.
Yeah.
Awesome. So Nick, where can people find you? Get in touch when we're not here.
Right on, man. I'm on Twitter at Nicosio.
And I'm on Twitter at BRAD, Chicago Beer Pass, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, ChicagoBeerPass.com. Everything gets posted there. We'll be back with another episode soon. Take care.
Cheers.